Good morning. Today's assignment we are going to be completing is called Plant and Animal Passage. So today is a new day. For Monday, we are starting hybrid learning today. My cohort A's will be in class. My cohort B's and my remote learners will be at home, logging in at your specified science period class time to participate in the lesson. So for today's instructions or for today's directions, what you are going to do is you're going to open up today's assignment and you are going to read aloud, if you follow along, plant and animal cells. Cells are the building blocks of life. All living things are made of cells. Cells come in all shapes and sizes and are the smallest things in a living organism. Most cells are visible without a microscope. Plant and animals are both made up of cells, even though their cells look and operate differently. Both plant and animal cells are made up of organelles that perform various functions. These organelles are protected by a gel-like substance called cytoplasm. The cytoplasm holds the organelles in place. The brain or the control center of both plant and animal cells is the nucleus. The nucleus is the organelle that controls the activities of the cell. Cells get energy from organelles known as mitochondria. Mitochondria are known as the powerhouse of the cell and act like our digestive system does. They convert nutrients into usable energy for the cell. Those are not the only similarities between plant and animal cells. Both types of cells contain a vacuole, which is a large sac that holds food, water, and waste. The Golgi apparatus, sometimes referred to as the Golgi body, is another organelle found in both animal and plant cells. This organelle is responsible for packaging and moving proteins out of the cell. The Golgi apparatus gets the proteins from the endoplasmic reticulum. There are two different types of endoplasmic reticulum in a cell, smooth and rough. Each type of endoplasmic reticulum has a different look and purpose. Where do the proteins come from? Organelles known as ribosomes on the endoplasmic reticulum build or synthesize these proteins for the cell. While plant and animal cells are similar, there are important differences. Plant cells contain organelles known as chloroplasts that are not present in animal cells. Chloroplasts are organelles within a plant that use the sun through a process known as photosynthesis to make food. Another difference is in the outer covering of plant cells. Both plant and animal cells have membranes, cell membranes specifically, sometimes referred to as plasma membranes, which control the movement in and out of the cell. A plant cell, however, has extra protection in the form of a cell wall. The cell wall is the outermost layer of a plant cell. It has several important functions to help the plant cell. A cell wall protects the cell from damage, helps make the cell strong, and helps maintain the shape of the cell. Even though plant and animal cells have many organelles in common, the differences between the two cells have quite the impact on the makeup of a living organism. So if you look, you can see both here. These are two different examples of a plant and animal cell. And if you were in class last week, you know, based on our notes that we did on Pear Deck, that we discussed the individual organelles and their function within the cell. So for today's activity, as you have read through as I read aloud, you are going to be labeling, if you look at slide 2, the parts of an animal cell. You will drag and drop the respective labels to the respective location. Okay, so that's your first part. That's slide number 2. Then you also have slide number 3. You're going to do the same exact thing, but for a plant cell. After you complete both animal and plant cell diagram or labeling of that, you are going to answer the questions on slide number 4 and slide number 5. Okay, the questions are, why are cells important? Compare and contrast plant cells and animal cells. Why is a nucleus referred to as the brain of the cell? How do the Golgi apparatus, the endoplasmic reticulum, and ribosomes all work together? What is the function of the chloroplast? And lastly, according to the text, what are the functions of a plant cell's cell wall? So for today's assignment, you are to read that passage as I read aloud to you. You're going to complete both the plant and animal cell diagram by moving those boxes to label the specific parts and then answer those 6 questions. If you have any questions about these directions for today's assignment, please reach out to your teacher. Thank you and have a great day.